Okay.
Okay. Back at it. Oh, I forgot. It's my turn now.
Yeah.
I thought you were inviting me to the show,
No.
but this time,
I think it's well established now, Chase, that we're co-hosts. So we don't
No.
invite each other anymore.
no, I don't think so.
What are we?
Enemies,
Where are we going?
rivals.
Oh, okay. I always wanted a rival.
Well, today you can, with our sponsor, Coca-Cola.
Oh, no, they're not sponsored.
Get a delicious sip of Coca-Cola every time you pop open a bottle. Only 150 calories for this whole glass bottle.
Mm.
Oh, and it doesn't just stop there. There's some caffeine in it too, I think.
Yeah, I
Probably.
think there is in Coke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somewhere. Anyway, we're not going to talk about them all day.
Oh, good.
Let's get on to the main event. So when I said that we were rivals, I meant in Portal, which is the
Oh.
game of the day today
The
for this episode.
game known for your co-op skills and working together.
Yeah, the working together and stuff. Not necessarily always working together. Sometimes a little sabotage here and there.
Oh yeah, that's or just fun.
But let me give like a general overview. All right, you played Portal before, right?
Oh yeah.
There were it's a nice little, it's a very short puzzle game where
Yeah.
you deal with portals. So you get like a little portal gun. You can shoot 2 portals, and they'll lead into each other basically. And you have to go through levels and solve whatever puzzles in your way to get to the elevator on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And then that will take you throughout the entire story. The first game was like, I wouldn't say it was bare bones, but it was a very complete experience. It's just that the game that came after it expanded on it in so many other ways that it kind of makes Portal 1 look like a small indie game, which it kind of is. But yeah, so we played Portal 2, and in Portal 2 there's a main campaign that's like solo, and you experience the story that way with a bunch of puzzles and traps and all this other stuff that you have to get through. But it also has a co-op game with its own campaign, and you play as these 2 little robot guys, and I think the story is you're trying to get through the tests. They're like evaluating your performance or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just go through the game with your friend, with your buddy.
Yeah.
I can't remember if one has one portal and the other has another.
No, you each get your own.
You each get 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
But with that, it makes your capabilities better
Right.
because
Yeah.
you have 2 portals that you cohesively use.
So you have like 4 portals total.
Yeah.
Basically. Okay. So yeah, there's just so many things that can just go wrong in a level.
Yeah.
Especially with 2 people that don't know what's going on.
I really enjoy puzzle games like that because it's again, it's one of those creative games where you don't see much of anymore.
Yeah.
That it goes outside of what's selling right now or what's trendy.
Right.
Because it's really a mind bender, and I don't know. It's like it's kind of one of those games that are extremely fun, but it teaches you like critical thinking along the way.
Right. Yeah.
And it's very funny. Like the dialogue's very
Oh,
funny
yeah.
between the robots and
It's all like very witty humor, very dry humor.
yeah, very British-esque
Yeah.
humor to
Yeah.
where it's like, I mean, there's some levels as you go along that are like designed for your buddy to die,
Oh,
so you
yeah.
can get ahead.
Yeah.
And it's very, very interesting.
Yeah. There's like it doesn't start out very complicated. It's teaching you. It's
The basics.
very, very good at teaching you the core gameplay mechanic, portals and stuff like
Mhm.
that, interacting with like cubes that you have to like put on switches or like stuff like that to like open up another area. And I never felt like the game was getting stale because it always kept introducing new things along the way for like more puzzle solving. So like in the beginning, it's very much just you are trying to figure out how to use your gun, and how to like use that in tandem with like another person in the party. So because doing it solo is like you're just on your own. So if you play through like the campaign solo and then you go into co-op, it kind of like changes everything because it's like now you have another person that you need to think about.
I feel like the puzzle is a little harder with two people.
Yeah.
Because they make it harder on purpose because you really have to work together.
Right. You have two people, and it's like it's kind of hard to get out of that space of like, oh, we only have like this many portals or whatever, like we
Yeah.
can only do this and this. And then when you have like another person like working alongside you, you're like things just sort of like you enter a new level and you're trying to figure out how to get across like this gap, and all of a sudden things just like click when you guys like figure out like where you can put a portal. And they play a lot with momentum as well, which like one of the things that they like the mechanics that they use a lot is there's like a wall here and a wall here, or like a ceiling and a floor, and you put a portal up on this ceiling and then a portal on the floor, and then you jump into it and your momentum will increase
continuously as you fall.
right. And so as the other person, like say that there's like a big gap, so you have to make sure that you time, as the person's falling through, you have to time the right portal on like a ramp or something so that they shoot across to the other side.
Yeah, and you have to use your gun. They have to get in your portals for you to shoot it against a wall, and then they'll go.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that in tandem with like everything else that's like kind of working against you is like really, really fun. And later on in the game, they introduce these, what are they called? I guess like chemicals or something. When they like, it kind of like paints the floor. And there's some that like, I think they boost speed, and then one boosts like your jump
Yeah.
or something.
Some type of, yeah.
And then there's another chemical that allows you to like put a portal down on it. So you can like just enter a level and there's like no place to put a portal until you can get that covered like on a wall or something. And it just like keeps expanding itself from there. I can't remember what the last part about Portal 2 was. Like, was there a boss battle at the end in the co-op?
I think you did something that...
There was something like big that happened at the end.
Yeah.
With both of them.
I remember the dialogue being, what, you're not doing your programming, you're not doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But the story itself is interesting because what is the story? Run me through it.
Well, so for Portal 1, you were just like a test subject that woke up in there. I don't even know what to call it. Like it's like a prison basically.
Yeah.
Like a little very small apartment, and then this robot lady is telling you to go do these tests. So you do all these tests, and all the while she's like telling you that she's going to give you a reward once you finish it all. And then towards the end, it turns out she's betraying you, and she's just going to kill you. And it's like this like slow like like conveyor belt into a big fire or something. And so eventually you escape. You are basically like going through like the office portion of the testing facility, and you're making your way to the big lady robot, and you eventually like fight her and blow up the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then the second one starts off a few years later. You're like in a really nice apartment, and you go to sleep, and then you wake up, and it's like 50 years later or something. It's like the apartment's like kind of like degraded. You know, there's like a bunch of stuff is just like not working in the apartment, and then you get busted out by this like Wheatley little guy.
Little guy.
Yeah, he's like a little ball thing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
okay, I
so,
remember him. He had funny dialogue.
Yeah. And so you travel along the route with him, trying to get back to the robot lady from the first game, because she's back in charge of everything now.
Mhm.
And then you basically do the same thing again, except this time you put Wheatley into her body, into the big robot lady's body, and he becomes like the admin.
The overseer.
Yeah, for the
type
whole
thing.
facility. And then it goes on from there, and then you discover like more lore and stuff. For the co-op campaign, I really can't recall a lot about the story, except that we were just like evaluating.
I think wasn't it
levels.
like a prequel?
Oh,
Wasn't it a prequel to the main story?
oh yeah, it might be.
Because I think it was. We were pretty much doing tests for the
Yeah,
main character.
Yeah, we were like basically
like the test dummies.
Yeah, test dummies. We were like fielding all the new levels that
Yeah.
the robot had come up with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That such a God. These last couple episodes is very creative games.
Yeah.
Like I just love that. I love them thinking outside of the box when they're like coming up with a game.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. Like, yeah, Portal is just such an interesting one because it's like it's literally like probably one major mechanic, and then that's it for the entire game. But it's not like you get power-ups or like you
Mhm.
get any different. The levels change all the time.
Yeah.
And you have to overcome different challenges through that. And I love that kind of like level design where it's not like, and I mean in certain games this wouldn't work. Like you couldn't play an RPG and not feel like you're getting stronger, right?
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
an
yeah.
action game or something. But in a puzzle game, it's so nice that you just have like, you have one core mechanic, you have one ability that you can do, but the levels all change around you. I think it's just like really, it has super smart design. I'm sure it's really cheap right now too. So if you have a buddy, play co-op
Dude,
Portal 2 because
as
it
far
is
as
so
couch
fun.
co-op games, that one is up there.
Yeah, you literally, you don't need to know anything about the story. You don't even need to complete the campaign of 2
Yeah.
to be able to just unlock it.
I think it's more like it's a better game couch co-op than it is by itself.
I agree. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I feel like the story portion of 2 is just for the people that want to know, like the story, like
Mhm,
lore stuff.
yeah.
You know, I really feel like 2's why it's called Portal 2 is just because of the co-op,
Yeah.
because that in itself is like a entirely different game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is like seriously impressive. I just wish there was a third one. That's the only problem.
Where there's 3 people in couch.
I don't know about that. That's not co-op anymore. That's just a fist fight.
I don't know. Think about like what you could do with that. So, if you had 3 people, you have 6 extra portals.
That's a lot of portals. I don't know. That sounds like that's a lot. Think about that. That's a lot of portals.
But think about how many times we ran into issues while playing where it's like, man, if we just had a third man with the extra portal, we could get right through this.
I know, but then they're going to make 3, and then we're going to be like, man, if we had one more person, if we just had a 4th person, this would be so easy.
Yeah, I guess getting 2 people to work together is a lot easier than getting 3 people to work
Yeah,
together.
they absolutely know how to balance a level around 2 people, which is pretty
Yeah.
crazy considering the physics involved.
It never, yeah, and there's like And certain couch co-ops, it gets boring, so you just start messing with your other player.
Yeah.
I've never felt that in that game.
No.
It was just like so
Well, because it's constantly like
constantly changing
Yeah.
to where it never got boring.
it's every level's like a different way to interact with portals in general. Like
Yeah.
just to like get across a gap. There was that one level, I don't know if you remember it, but there was one level where it's like there was like a preset portal on one side, and it was just like a big, like, I forget what it's like a poison lake or something.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just objects like flying across the level constantly.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a radio and then like a cube and then something else, and we had to like figure out how to get the cube while also getting ourselves across to the other side. And once you figure it out, you're like flying through these portals almost,
Yeah.
like to the end. It's like a roller coaster ride almost.
Yeah.
It's so satisfying to figure out the puzzles and solve them, especially when you're playing co-op and you have somebody else with you. I think that's like one of the only co-op games we played where we finished it, or we got all the way to the end.
It's one of them. I don't know if there was anything else.
Yeah.
But another thing is, if you get bored, you just fall endlessly
Yeah.
while the other person's, because there is like some waiting time where you get put into two different sides of a room where you're waiting on your friend to do what he needs to do.
Yeah.
So inevitably, you're
progress.
just gonna shoot one on the floor
Yeah.
and the ceiling and just fall.
Yeah. The funnest ones were the levels with the turrets. Do you remember the turrets? They're like little pod-looking things,
Yeah, I do.
and you could pick them up and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd speak. The best part about that was just picking one up and like accidentally running into your buddy.
Yeah. Dude, that brings back. I don't know what other couch co-op ones did we play though. When
I'm
we
not
were
sure.
Kids.
See, Portal 2 is like the biggest one in my mind just because of how much we played.
That was made by Vault, right?
Valve, yeah.
Vault.
Yeah.
Okay.
People
I
that-
always remember seeing that thing on
The thing on the back of the guy's
when
head.
it loaded up.
Yeah.
I need to see if I can download that and show it to my son. 'Cause
Oh,
I
yeah.
know he'd love that.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Especially playing with his dad. So
Yeah.
he's always asking me to play for him. No, and it's not. It was a pretty innocent game. Like, there's not blood or anything.
No. It does tackle some like dark topics,
Oh, yeah.
but it's not like, it's not like gory or like.
It makes you ask like why you exist.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, for sure.
The dialogue is a little like, well, if you died, then
Yeah.
yeah,
It'll be okay. Everything will be alright. Like, yeah, just making you question your existence or like why you're playing.
Maybe
through
I
this
shouldn't
game.
show it to my kid. He'll be like, why do I exist?
I definitely forget like what they talk about during co-op, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I definitely know during the story modes, it's a little dark.
Yeah.
They definitely cover darker topics.
So, I mean, that
Yeah.
we might that might be a good one to play.
Oh yeah, that would be a really good one to play.
Yeah.
Because like I doubt I remember.
That would be a
Anything.
perfect season 2 finale if we did Portal, and it
Yeah.
was season 2. It was a couch
Portal.
co-op.
Yep, Portal 2.
That's the one we do.
We have to beat it all in one try. No deaths.
Oh, I don't know if I can do that.
No
I
death
die
run?
in games all of the time.
No death run. Count on it. Well, only if we get a subscriber.
If we get a subscriber.
If we get a subscriber, no death run. You can count on that.
Oh man, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's gonna take us days.
Yeah. I'm subscribing right now.
You're gonna have. Go ahead. I'd do it. Then if we really got a subscriber, I'd probably be like, okay, I'll at least give my best.
I'll give it a try. Then we'll die in the first level for
Yeah.
sure. Easy.
Oh, I die really easy anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think there's no way. You're gonna have to call into work. And be like, sorry,
I got this thing. Don't know what to tell you.
You play Portal.
It's going to be a little busy for a bit. At least a month.
I quit. I'm making money now.
Yeah. Play Portal 2 Deathless.
We're killing it on Typhoon. Yeah. That actually, like, I had forgotten about that until you brought it up today.
Yeah. I know. I'm not sure. I just, like, remembered it.
Just think about how many games that you just lose.
You just forget
that
about.
You spend hours on, that you just, like, grow up and forget about.
I know. Yeah. And just, like, leaves your memory.
And that, like, just thinking back, like, coming home from school and it being this new, cool thing. You introduced me to it. I had no idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
I
was
had it
like-
on, like, 360, I think.
Obsessed with it for weeks.
Yeah.
And I just forgot.
I probably have my physical copy somewhere.
Yeah. Man.
Because I remember I didn't have access. I don't think I had access to a PC that could play Portal, the first one, but I did have a 360. And so when Portal 2 finally came out and it was like physical, I like
Mm-hmm.
got that as soon as possible. I played through the story and I was like, oh, this is so sick. And then I saw that they had a co-op mode and I was like, oh, if only I had somebody here to play it with. I can't remember. Did you buy your own copy?
I bought my own copy.
Okay.
I
And so
remember
yeah,
that.
then when you got it, I was like, dude, we gotta try.
Yeah.
We gotta try the co-op. And it was so much fun.
Amen.
Amen. And we'll catch you guys on the flip side.
That felt not good.
What?
I didn't like it.
What?
I didn't like the clicks.
Oh, the clicks?
The finger guns was a bit much already.
But the clicks,
just,
you
yeah.
kind of like overextended your welcome.
That was an episode of Top Tier Play. Thank you for watching.
And be sure to check out the rest of our content on Typhoon. We've got a bunch more coming for you. Stay tuned.
Nice.